Hey everyone, Ryan here, we're M&R Productions, and we're going to find out what the optimal strategy is for purchasing LEGO collectible minifigure lines. This way you can get all 12 minifigures in a series at the least possible cost to you. We are going to have to make a few assumptions because A, we can't know what we don't know, and B, it helps keep the math clean, which is already difficult enough. That being said, a modern LEGO collectible minifigure series, such as the one we're going to be taking a look at today, the LEGO Marvel Collectible Minifigure series, a very highly anticipated one, will include 12 minifigures in its series. The boxes that get shipped to stores will include 36 packs in each box. And within that box, there are supposed to be, this is one of the assumptions that we're going to be making, there are supposed to be 3 complete sets of 12 minifigures for the series. So we're going to assume that there's an even number of each minifigure produced at the LEGO factories. They don't produce any more of one figure than they do the other, and that's just going to help keep this super simple. And I would assume this is the case given that it is the way that the boxes are shipped to stores, and with the new way that they're packaging some of the boxes, it's supposed to be packed that way too, but we're going to get to that because there is a caveat with that. So with the first CMF purchasing method, we have the method where you walk into a store or you go online, be it lego.com, Amazon, Walmart, Target, whatever it is, and you just buy completely random packs. And so when you're doing this in a store, actually, I think the odds are going to be slightly different because there are less potential packs in a store. So let's say you're just picking out of one box that's completely fresh and you know there are 36 minifigures in there and there are 3 of each figure, versus when you're buying online from a warehouse that maybe has thousands of packs. So your individual picks out of the box where you're buying in store, I believe, should have a greater impact on your odds, but I'm not going to get into the crazy math on that. I'm just going to keep it super simple and say you're picking a pack completely at random for $5 a pack. The odds that you buy 12 packs and end up with all 12 collectible minifigures are astronomically low. My brother and I were trying to figure out the math on this, and we were having a real hard time with it, so I texted Rod, and Rod was very helpful with this. And while you can see some screenshots here with some of the thinking and math behind this, the percentage chance that you actually get all 12 minifigures, just getting 12 at random from a place like an online store, is 0.000000002% when buying 12 figures for $60. It is practically zero. So I shouldn't even have to tell you the other ways to buy CMFs for you to know that this is probably by far the worst way to do it. If you are just buying completely random packs, it is just absurdly low odds. Like I said, if you're in a store and you have a box of 36 in front of you, it's better odds if it's a fresh box and you can know that it's probably 3 of each figure in the box. It's going to change the math on it. But if you're buying figures online and buying them just 12 and hoping to get all 12, please don't do that. You are wasting your money. The next method for getting figures is definitely one of the better ones, and it is the feel method. A lot of people are very familiar with this. Some people aren't. Some people aren't comfortable doing it, and that's why we have a bunch of different methods, obviously. But for those willing and able to walk into a physical retail store and feel the bags of the LEGO collectible minifigures, you can usually do so with a 95 to 99% accuracy on feeling collectible minifigure bags. With the Marvel series in particular, I think that there aren't too many characters that are confusing. I think each character has a specific piece in there that you can feel for and find and know that you have the proper character. So I don't think it should be too difficult of a series as far as the feeling method goes. You take your 0.0000002 whatever chance, and you bump that up to a solid like 97 to 99% chance of actually getting all of the figures, because all of a sudden you know what you have. So that is a really good strategy for buying the CMFs. The next strategy is buying a full box of 36, which essentially gives you a 300% chance of getting a full series, and this is, again, assuming LEGO has perfect distribution in their boxes, which they're supposed to, so assuming that the factories don't mess it up, which does happen. So the chance is actually less, but in this perfect world, you're getting like a 300% chance of getting a full set because you're getting 3 full sets in a box, and you're going to pay $180. You can obviously sell the other figures, which is kind of like a special action, which changes what we're doing here. So at the basic level, though, if you spend $180, you're guaranteeing yourself that one full set that you really wanted, and you can do whatever else with the other 2 full sets, sell it, whatever, and then be right back at square one with the $60 full set, which would be ideal for you. So that's another really good way to do it. The problem with that method, though, is finding a sealed box is notoriously difficult. You can't walk into Walmart, you can't walk into Target and just buy a full box. Lego.com does not currently sell them. The Lego store will not sell it to you. You are kind of on your own trying to track that down. You can do so maybe on eBay, but that's going third party, and that's a whole nother deal. You're going to probably pay more than that $180 base when you do that. It's just going to depend on when and where you're buying it. The next method I have for you gives a 100% chance of getting a full set, and that is going the third party route, going on eBay, going on Bricklink, or in my case for this video, I called up my buddy Brick Vibe, who has the biggest Bricklink store I believe in the world at this point, and they sell full sets of CMFs, and I asked him specifically, what do you charge for the Marvel CMF? He said they charge $80 for a full set of Marvel CMF. So if you want to take the game of chance out of it for yourself and you want to keep it super simple, get all 12 figures, you're going to pay more than retail. You're going to be paying $80, so you're paying an extra 33% or so on top as kind of a premium for someone else having already done the work to make sure you get everything and don't spend extra money on extra figs you don't need or want. Another pseudo method, I don't really call these methods because these are just kind of like things that can happen, is if you go to your Lego store, some of the Lego stores right now are like marking which figures are which, so you could theoretically just go to your Lego store and get all 12 figures because they've already marked all the figures as what they are, and so that is another method, although I wouldn't count that as like a normal method. That's something rather abnormal. Lego stores for the bulk of history of minifigures have not done that. They've only been doing that because of, you know, what's going on, and I would assume that will not last too much longer if some stores are even still doing it. Now let's talk about the method that prompted this video. I believe starting with the Looney Tunes series, but of course the bigger series that's doing this now is Marvel. Lego is doing 6-pack boxes of CMFs. And these boxes are readily available, except they seem to be online only. I have seen nobody say they found these in stores. I don't believe they're supposed to be available in stores. So these boxes are an online only thing, meaning it's a completely random chance as to whether or not you're going to get box A or box B. And you would assume, oh, hey, if it's completely random, it's no better than just buying the random figures online and you have your 0.0002% chance. But it's actually really, really good here. And we have to caveat this with living in the perfect world that Lego doesn't make a mistake in their packaging, but I believe the philosophy with these is that each box is supposed to have no duplicates contained within. So you're supposed to get 6 unique minifigures when you buy one of these boxes at no extra cost. So you're still paying $5 a figure, totaling $30 for the full box, and you're getting 6 unique minifigures with no duplicates guaranteed. Now, Lego doesn't guarantee this, but as far as I can tell from watching other people open their boxes and from what I'm about to show you opening my boxes, each figure contained within a box is unique. The problem arises when you're trying to collect all 12, though. That's the catch. If you just want to get 6 random figures, that's the way to go. That being said, most people aren't in it for that. They want the 12. And so if you want all 12, you got to buy 2 boxes. And so you may wonder, is each box different? The answer is no. There appears to be 2 boxes, and we're, for the sake of this video, going to label one Box A and one Box B. And the way we are going to discern which box is which is actually surprisingly easy by weight. So I have a scale, and if this was something that was available in store, you could actually go to your store with a scale, pull it out of your pocket or your mom's purse or whatever, and just weigh the boxes in store. You figure out that one weighs about 115 grams. We're going to call that Box A, and the other one weighs about 120 grams, Box B, and suddenly you have both boxes and a full set of LEGO Marvel CMFs. Unfortunately, like I said, not available in store, so that method is currently unavailable. I suppose you could order the boxes, weigh them, and then just return the ones that don't give you the full set, which is an option, certainly. The odds of getting either box A or Box B at the beginning, if you just order one box, is 50%. If you buy 3 boxes, you have a 75% chance of getting both boxes, which isn't great, I would say. If you buy 4 boxes, you're upping your chance of getting both boxes and therefore a full set of 12 to 87.5%, which is actually starting to get really good. But of course, it's also getting expensive as you're moving into $120 there for 4 boxes. I bought 5 boxes here. The box distribution doesn't seem to be exactly the same 100% guaranteed. Uh-oh. Oh no. We got a problem. So it looks like I got a duplicate of Vision which completely throws the whole concept that you can just buy 2 boxes and guarantee yourself a full series out of the window. I have heard from a lot of people that they got 2 boxes and got 2 full series, which is close to what we have here, but not what we have here. And even if I had it 100% the same for all 5 of my boxes, that's still a really small sample size, and we can never guarantee that someone's given box isn't going to be changed at some point in time due to the LEGO manufacturing. But we are going to make an assumption here and assume that that white Vision that is the standout character, that is a duplicate across box A and B, is just an error. And hopefully that is just an error that I got. I hadn't seen anyone else, any of my friends, get the same error. So we're going to make the assumption that there is a box A and there is a box B and that they are supposed to be the same. So with all of that explained, we're going to use something called the coupon collector problem to help really show what the best way to buy the CMFs are. This will give us the average cost of buying a CMF with these different methods for LEGO Marvel CMFs and any future CMF that has 12 in a series and has the exact same number of each figure created. So on average, the most expensive way to buy your CMFs is going to be through purchasing random packs. Thanks to this great coupon collector graph, you can see that the expected number of packs you would have to buy on average is 37. Now, of course, for most people, you're probably going to buy less or a few more or whatever, but the average is going to be 37, which is going to cost you $185. Keep in mind that that number of random packs cannot account for the way that stores get their packs in the boxes of 36. And if they only ever get 1 box, then your odds are probably a little bit better than that, but we're just trying to figure out in the general scheme of things what it looks like. So the next method is if you are buying a full box of 36, it's going to cost you $180, and you're actually going to get 3 full sets with that, or at least you're supposed to in the perfect world, right? So that's a good way to do it. You could sell the others and then you're down to $60, but I'm trying to keep some of those variables out, but it is certainly an option to buy a full box and then sell the rest, and that recoups some of your cost and changes the way this looks for what's better and what's worse for buying your CMF. So keep that in mind and you can certainly make your own decision there. The next method down the list, we're getting pretty good here. We're down to $90 on average to get your full series of minifigs, and that is going to be the 6-pack boxes, because the expected number of boxes to get both boxes that you need to have 12 is gonna be 3. So on average, if you did this like every time CMFs came out over decades and decades, you would just average buying 3 of each box. You know, sometimes you would only need to buy 2, but sometimes you need to buy 4, maybe even 5, maybe even 6 if you got really unlucky, and so on down the line. However, the average over time is going to be 3, and that's going to cost you $90. And again, just like with the full box, you could sell the other 6 that you get and recoup that cost, and all of a sudden you're right down to $60, and you look really good no matter what you're doing. The next cheapest route gets you down to $80, and that is going third party through eBay or Bricklink, and it's going to cost you, like I said, about $80 for that full series of 12. It's going to take all of the hassle out of it. You won't be getting those extra figs that you can sell off, but you don't have to go through all the trouble of shipping and doing all that stuff, so that might be worth something to you. So getting everything at once is going to cost you about $80 for this Marvel CMF, and that is going to vary based on how in demand the CMF is and when you buy that full set. And finally, in my opinion, by far the best way to purchase CMFs and get a full set almost guaranteed is using the feel method. So let's just say for the feel method, your expected number is 13, because let's say you're gonna mess up 1 in 12, which I would say is even unlikely, but just for like worst case scenario, you're messing up 1 in 12 figures on average. So you go to the store, you get the 12 that you think are the 12, you come back, you open them, you realize you messed one up. Hey, you go back to the store, you feel out the one that you missed on, make sure it's it, then you come back home, open it, and it's the figure, and you're in just $65 using the feel method. So assuming no selling of anything that you've purchased, just using the raw purchasing of minifigures here, not any special actions like trading or selling figures after you've bought too many or whatever, the feel method is going to be the cheapest method up front to do and use to get your CMFs. So the absolute stay away methods are buying completely random packs and buying a full box. Unless you really just want a full box, don't buy a full box. You can get a series way cheaper than that. The middle of the road methods are purchasing third party, depending on the price, of course, and then your 6-pack boxes. If you just buy 3 of the 6-pack boxes, you have a 75% chance of getting all 12 characters. but by far the best odds are your 95 to 99% chance using the feel method, and on average that's only going to cost you $60 to $65, and that's much cheaper than the $90 average of the 6-pack boxes. I would like to thank Rod and my brother Matt for helping me with this video. The average amount of money you're going to have to spend. That would be nice to know too. Are you drinking on the job? Mm-hmm. Is that White Claw? No, it's Red Bull. It was a White Claw. It was pretty fun to do math. This is probably the first time I've had fun doing math in like 7 years. Rod's Lego Instagram is linked down below. You guys should definitely check it out, as well as my brother's YouTube channel where he doesn't post anything. And hopefully this video has helped you figure out the optimal strategy for buying LEGO Marvel CMFs. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.